Hello and welcome to a brand new video. I'm Wouter. I almost crashed, but I'm still preparing for Unbound 200. In this video I'll be riding Marly Grav, which is basically in my backyard. So I'm currently doing a little bit of a reconning session here. People who are keen watchers might be able to recognize this road from a previous video that I made. Look at this. Does this look familiar to you? Because it does look familiar to me. The last time that I rode here, the weather was not as good, I can tell you that. So go back and watch my video on the Goddess Tracker if you want to see where you should have known this road from. But yeah, it's amazing and a lot of people will enjoy this road on the Sunday. Ooh, gravel car! Morning. It's the morning of Marly Grav. I'm just on my way to Valkenburg to take place in the start boxes. There's also still about 700 people in my age category today, so I think we will have similar race fashion as we did in turnout. But this course is a lot more technical. There are some nasty climbs in it. Yeah, it has some narrower paths than in the turnout, so let's see how that all comes together. So since we are only 3 weeks out for Unbound, I have 2 goals for today, or I would say mainly one goal, just to stay safe. And then like second smaller goal is just to have a solid race. Don't blow up myself on the first time Kouwberg. So just for your idea, after the start at the Shimano Experience Center in Valkenburg, we will take a right turn left through a narrow street through the city center, and then we will tackle directly after the start the infamous Kouwberg, which is known of course from the Amstel Gold Race. And after that, basically I would say that's like on top of the Kouwberg. It's the real start. And from that moment, it's basically race time. So fun story in between, I'm riding in Schimmer now. I don't think you can see the water tower, but for those who live in the area, oh, you can see it now. There it is, somewhere in frame. But yeah, the water tower is pretty famous because you can see that from far away. But most important thing is, Schimmer is I would say the heart of the World Championships gravel, which is also taking place in Limburg, but not in the Valkenburg area, but in this area, which, in my personal opinion, is way more beautiful than in Valkenburg. And also happens to be even closer to my home, because now I'm riding to Valkenburg. It's around 15-16 kilometers, but this is like halfway there, so yeah, that's awesome. I know literally every single gravel road in this area and they're all super nice. I already qualified in turnout, so that will not be any problem, but getting there in a reasonable fitness level, that might get a bit problematic with something I've got coming up, but more on that in a later video. Cliffhanger. It's 8:05 and it's already flooded with cyclists everywhere, and I'm almost at the start grid, so let's see how many people are there already. Let's get this race started, and we already directly see that there is some nervous people in the bunch here because they want to qualify. That doesn't count directly for me, so I can take it a little bit easier on this approach to the first time of the Kouwberg. And like I said, the most important thing today for me is to not crash in this race, because the big one is only 3 weeks out. As we approach the first time on the Kouwberg here, we directly see people moving up on the left and right hand side of the road. But not for me. I'm trying to keep calm here, as the Kouwberg is still pretty long and I'm trying to pass a lot of people on top of the Kouwberg instead of doing it the other way around, passing people in the bottom and then getting dropped on the top. And I think that tactic is working pretty well, as I'm moving up quite a lot of places here while we're almost at the top of the Kouwberg and we are approaching the fast section. This is pretty much the finish line of the Amstel Gold Race. So now we're really at the top of the Kouwberg, moving to the left and just doing a final bit of climbing before we move into this fast narrow section towards the first gravel sector. As we're hitting the gravel here, you can directly see that it's getting hard to stay in the group. It's dusty, you don't see a lot. The vision is only limited to like 2-3 riders in front of you, so if there are any potholes or rougher sections, you won't be able to see that. And this is exactly what this course is known for. All these sharp turns, going left, right, up, down, steep climbs, fast descents. It's pretty hard to stay in the group. It's constantly like an elastic band, stretching and getting back to the group, stretching and getting back to the group, sprinting on the wheels. That is really what makes this course so hard and technical. As you can clearly tell that the conditions today were totally dry, a lot of dust in the beginning of the race because of all the big groups. So again, it was really hard to navigate through these groups and identify any dangers which were in front of you, because it was so dusty. But not only the dust was a big challenge, also again the course was a big challenge. As we see here, as we approach this little single track section, which I knew was coming because I did recon the course, and that is really important, as you will see now as I'm passing all these riders here, because I'm staying on the left hand side in the field, and only with a little bit more power I can pass so many riders here. It's an absolute benefit. And then the inevitable happened. On this narrow and steep climb, after only 15 kilometers in the race, it was so crowded that we had to walk our bikes up there, and there were a lot of people waiting in line to get up to this climb. This is not good. In the end, for me, it was not such a big deal, because I was in position 500 overall in the race. I was pretty much in front of the race, and yeah, as you can see, we could ride our bikes at least for the second half of this climb. I know that a lot of people who were behind us, for them it was actually the end of the race basically, because they had to wait up to 10-15 minutes to get up to this climb. And yeah, we can blame the organization for that, and they should not include this climb so early in the race in the next editions. So please, organization, fix that. As the pace is going up here, we are just near the first feed station, and because it's pretty hot out there today, it's important to grab a bottle. Alright, we got a fresh bottle in the bike and we're rounding up the first lap of 43 kilometers. After this one, it's another 2 laps to complete the 155 kilometers. But before we are there, we have to first tackle the next obstacle, which is a true gravel cave. Well, that was a first time for me, riding through a tunnel in a race. That doesn't happen too often. I was a bit afraid that it would be too dark, and it was a bit dark with the sunglasses on, but eventually it was all fine. At this point on in the race, I'm riding on a 217th spot more or less, so I moved up quite a lot of places, which I'm happy about, but I think I can move up a little bit more in the second part of this race. Even though my legs are starting to hurt a little bit, I'm not so much made for all these steep climbs. So it's really important for me that I keep on pacing myself so I don't blow up my own engine. We're hitting that steep little climb which we were walking earlier in the race, but now it's pretty quiet out here, and yeah, actually we could ride up the climb all the way. We are almost at the halfway point of this race, and I'm still moving up places because currently I'm riding at a 225th spot in the race overall. We're still moving up, but not as fast as in the beginning because the gaps are bigger, and it's important to stay hydrated. So we grab another bottle and we continue with the race, and slowly we move forward towards the last lap of the race. every lap we take a little bit of a different approach to come across the Cauberg. In the first lap we did it on the road, in the second lap we did it in the tunnel, in the third lap they put in this really steep sucker of a climb which really hurt the legs. The worst part was that I ran out of bottles, but also ran out of juice. So on this climb, I was not feeling really well. And I think I should have taken a gel, but yeah, if you're climbing at 70%, you're not able to do that. So as I'm pushing on here, I'm just trying to hold on to this group, and I will take a gel on the top of this climb, and hopefully my legs will return with the gels. So now that the gels had some time to do their magic, I feel that my legs are returning a little bit, I have some power again, I'm able to stay with this group, but still on this steep climb, I'm just barely able to hold on, and I just feel that I'm cramping up and I cannot push for the full 100%, and I'm not able to get back to the group after the climb. On the flatter sections, I actually feel that my legs are still pretty okay. It's only on those steep climbs that I really have to suffer. So here, we're almost at the finish line. I'm able to catch up with this group, and just as I'm closing the gap here, I just have the feeling that there is still something left in the tank. In the final kilometer of the race, I was able to get away with this guy, and it seems that we are going for a sprint today. And that is Marly Grav in the pocket. The last big preparation before I leave to the US in 1.5 weeks. Really happy with the legs today. I don't know the result, but that was not the main goal today to get a result. Main goal today was just to have a good time, don't crash, which I succeeded in, and just make it to the finish line safe and with sore legs. So yeah, I did all of that and really happy with the final result. And now it's just some rest.